We come to a world-class performance strategist, the one and only Mr. Abiola Champ Salami. He's here in the building once again. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you for
and
having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Wow.
It's a great year.
Yes, it is.
And we'll make it great.
And it's important to kick off the year right.
Yes.
And Mr. Champ Salami has decided to put together something called the Kickoff Summit and Concert. It's amazing that you're doing something like this, but you need to let everybody know exactly what's happening.
So let me begin with why.
Okay.
Because it said that when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Why are we putting together the Kickoff Summit? It is because over the years, I've seen how individuals and organizations begin the year with great aspirations,
Sure.
new year, new me,
Sure.
new year resolutions, big ideas, big wishes. A lot of prayers are going on as we're talking now.
Yeah.
10 days, 7 days, and all of
21
that.
days.
21 days. And all of that is geared towards having a great year.
Sure.
And not just great, but a greater year than the past years. But what I've seen to be the missing link is while we're engaged in all those activities and wishes and hopes and dreams, which is really great, and prayers, what is always missing is taking consistent action. Not just taking action, but taking consistent action, especially when the momentum dims. You know, so when you get into January, you're fired up that, this is a new year, new me. This is my prayer points for the year. These are the things I want to achieve for the year. And most times, they're just wishes. We don't necessarily convert them into goals. Smart, simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Right? We don't do that. Then, in addition to that, we don't take the right actions. Because, one, we don't know the right actions. Two, is even when we know, after a while, when it is after Q1, people will just start to lounge. To lounge.
Yeah.
And then, so May, June, July comes, August, September, October. Then it's now the end of the year. Then we're now looking at, what we couldn't achieve last year. Let's now be hoping that we will achieve it in the new year.
Obviously something wrong. There's some ingredients that are missing from this dish that are not making it satisfying enough for us, which is why every year we want a new me over and over again. And I feel like summits like this are very key to identifying this. But what do you think the main issue is? Why do you think people have to keep going back over and over again?
So it is a legitimate interest, a legitimate desire to want to be better. It's a legitimate desire to want to make more money than you made last year.
Sure.
It's a legitimate desire to not want to remain in the same position that you were last year as a career professional. It's a legitimate desire to want to be better, right? But for the most part, three things are missing. One is that people don't have clarity on their priorities, on what exactly they want, right? Two is that people don't have direction, which is, I know what I want. Now my direction, what are those steps I should take that will lead me towards the achievement of my goal? And three is that people lack motivation because along the line, the momentum wanes. I mean, some things will happen. The economy will happen. Lagos or Nigeria will happen. They say Nigeria should not happen to us.
I'm telling you.
These things will happen that are not within your control. But because we've not spent time to build ourselves, to manage the things within our circle of influence, which is things within our control, it is our circle of concern, the things not within our control, that eats up the motivation. So it is to gain clarity, to help us with direction, and then the motivation to continue to take positive steps, even when the going is tough.
So now I have to talk about this summit as quickly as possible now. The date for the summit, one more time?
The date is 18th of January. That is Saturday next week.
Saturday next week?
Yes.
And you picked that date and which venue?
So it's happening at the Global Memorial Hall.
Sure, okay.
Right, and it's a full day. The early part of the day is a conference. The later part of the day is a concert.
The gratitude concert?
Yes.
Okay. Music? You're adding music into this?
Music, comedy, spoken word, loads of fun. And that's also because all work and no play makes Abiola a very dull boy.
You know what? I'm going to be asking you a bit more about this right after this break. The amazing Dr. Abiola Salami in the building right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Our conversation has been around how to kick off the year well with the Kickoff Summit. Now, a summit like this is special, especially when people like Dr. Salami get involved in things like this. But we need to touch on the themes. What are the key themes for this event?
So we'll be having conversations on goal setting, on productivity, on synergy. We'll also be having sessions on financial planning, for the year. So we have a bank CEO that will be joining us, to have that conversation. This is Kafila Taraoye, the CEO of Lotus Bank. We'll be having conversation on leading in tough times. We have someone who spent 40 years in the oil and gas industry as a leader, Mr. Austin Avuru, that will be sharing insights on leading in tough times. We'll be having conversations on IT, cybersecurity, ensuring that your data is safe and protected. We're having the super award-winning Professor Badari, a cybersecurity expert, doing that. Then, of course, we won't miss out health. The conversation of health. We're having my brother, an honoree of the TPP platform as well, Aproko Doctor.
Oh, interesting.
Who will be joining us, with that. So it's a full bouquet of what we're offering: goal setting, productivity, ensuring that we have total well-being in the new year, navigating growth and innovation in 2025 to ensure that we kick off and we end the year big.
So, kicking off something is the way you start really is very, very important. And starting with an event like this, there are certain people I know you're probably targeting. Is there a particular age group? And probably, you've also worked in terms of gender before. Who exactly is this summit for?
So it is for career professionals across different industries, whichever industry that you play. It's for entrepreneurs as well in whichever industry that you play, and also organizations. And why are we separating that? Because some organizations, you can be working in an organization and they're not necessarily keen on doing this yet. It doesn't mean that you leave your destiny to their hands. You want to take personal responsibility for your success. So which is why as an individual career professional, you register to attend. As an entrepreneur, you attend with your team, especially your top performers and your strategic leaders. And for organizations, it is important for your top performers and your strategic leaders to be a part of this.
Okay. All right. So now the heads of organizations should be, handpicking who they're sending for this summit right now. They're probably thinking, who can I send that will help my business go further? So it's not just about, the big boys themselves. The little guy needs that support as well. And speaking of support, I love it when you support things with music. And you mentioned earlier, before the break, the gratitude concert. We need to go a bit more into that because I've not had a summit that wraps with a concert before. I've not been for one. So what was the inspiration behind that?
So I've been a musician for a long time. I've been playing the piano.
Salami.
But of course, you don't see me. Well, you don't see me out there these days, doing all of that. And so it's about bringing everything all together. It's
your love for music.
Yes,
your love for music.
My love for music and my practice as well, and music. It's about bringing everything together. It's about creating a platform to make everything light at the end of the day. After all the strategic thinking, after all the actionable everything, and then, he says that all work and no play makes Abiola a very dull boy. So, and it's the same for every top performer as well. So at that concert, we're having Tokwe Alabi, that is coming to perform, to minister. I mean, so it's a time for people to, wave body, to dance. It's a time to dance. There are comedians as well. Ashiri will be there. Kenny Black will be there. Forever will be there. Damola is my name will be there, and there are many other musicians as well who will be showing up. So it will be a time to relax, a time to really chill, after all the conversations that we're having.
I'm going to touch again on the word gratitude. A lot of speakers have talked about the importance of gratitude, but gratitude for what is about to happen in your life is very, very key. Or don't you agree?
So the gratitude is both ways. For what we've achieved in 2024, and for what we're about to achieve in 2025. Because many times when we don't reflect deeply, we can assume that we've not achieved anything. In addition to being alive and having breath in your nostrils and strength in your arms, there are a lot of things that we achieved in 2024, despite how tough it is. So it's important that we begin with that. And I get it, we might not have achieved all that we thought we would, which is part of why we're putting the Kickoff Summit together to ensure that we give you a framework, a template follow-up template, because it's not just a motivational high. Even after the day, that the follow-up templates that we've created, we'll be having quarterly webinars, with attendees to check in, because it's easy to lose momentum, especially on this part in this part of the world where
I like that.
things can change, swiftly. So we've built those systems into it, and of course,
to follow up.
Yes.
So a lot of follow-ups probably involve online platforms like WhatsApp and the like, right? So I love the fact that we can follow up with this, but let's tell everyone how they can register for this event. What do they need to do?
Okay, great. It's to visit the website. The website is www.kickoffsummit.com.
Okay.
www.kickoffsummit.com. That is KICKOFFSUMMIT.com. And by the way, because you're an early riser and you are watching Wake Up Nigeria, I have a special gift for you.
Wow.
All you need to do is look for Abiola Champ on Instagram and send a DM that I enjoyed your show this morning on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then I will send you the special gift.
Oh, wow. Okay. So just go to Abiola Champ.
Abiola Champ on Instagram, and then you'll get it.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, I have to say thank you to you, Dr. Salami, for coming to talk to us. Thank you for the Kickoff Summit.
Thank you. Thank you.